Hello gamers, how are we doing today? As you can see, I've got heckin' Turtwig. I've got Turtwig on my screen. I'm hunting for Turtwig. That's how it be. I'm vibing, I'm thriving. I know both of the games are in Japanese. You won't need to read it. We're just gonna be soft resetting over and over again until something shines. Because that's just how it goes. So I wanted to do this with 4 systems, but there were 2 issues. First one being, one of my English games, I didn't want to erase the save file to because I've had it for years. Second issue being that the text goes by way faster on the Japanese games than the English. So having... Sorry, my throat was being weird there. So having both Japanese and English going at the same time means that they're very out of sync, and it was bothering me. So this isn't as efficient, sure, but it makes me happy. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. Now, one second, let me make sure that I pop out chat and then put it over here so I can see it on the same monitor. Let's go. So I guess technically I did forget that nostalgia runs are a thing. So I guess this is kind of that. So this is a dream team quest. We're going for my ideal team on this game. Now, is it ideal when it comes to actually using this team? Is it balanced? No, not in the slightest. This is basically a team of some of my favorite Pokemon and some of the ones that I really wanted to have on my first playthrough of Platinum, but I didn't know how to get them. Things like Glaceon and Drifblim, for example. And Giratina, because I actually knocked it out on my first playthrough of Platinum. And thank you, Ghost. 3 months of being a channel member is nuts. And apologies, I know I could have the game audio. I just wasn't able to set it up in time, so we're just gonna have the playlist for this. It is ever so slightly unsatisfying for me because I don't have the sound effects of me like pressing the buttons and stuff. But to be fair, you couldn't actually separate those in the older games. It was all the same audio settings. They didn't really have audio settings. It was either mono or stereo. You couldn't choose like the volume or the volume of like sound effects versus cries versus music, you know? Yeah, it sure is Briefcase Simulator time. I am really hoping that Turtwig is nicer to me this time than it was to me with Brilliant Diamond. Because here's the thing, the odds were higher. I definitely went over odds. There's no doubt in my mind I went over odds. I don't know how far over odds because I didn't have a counter. I'm not gonna be one of those people that goes, oh, I didn't count, but it was probably like 20,000. No. If anything, it was probably like 4097, you know? See, so when I first played Platinum, my first playthrough, I did not play all the way through. I actually erased my save file pretty quickly because I was having so much trouble getting past the second gym leader because I had Piplup. So I didn't have that type advantage, and Piplup was just getting beat up. I chose Piplup because, you know, Piplup was adorable. But then I ended up going and restarting the game and going for Turtwig instead. And that's really made me love Turtwig a lot. And I love using Torterra. How long are the resets? I actually haven't counted yet because I don't want to be like disappointed at how slow these resets are. However, it's not that bad, you know? I've done soft reset hunts for Fennekin and Poplio in Pokemon X and Pokemon Moon, not Ultra Moon. Just to clarify, because the resets on Moon are insane. On top of that, I actually failed a Poplio. I soft reset over one. So I had to keep going. So even though this is one of the slower reset hunts for this generation, it's not bad. Oh, and absolutely, I do want to hunt Shiny Manaphy. I believe I have 4 eggs. So I have the means to do it. But I don't know how I'm going to do it. Because I'll be real with you. So first off, setting up just having those eggs in the first place was such a process. It was expensive. It is so expensive. So that's already a huge process. You have to go through Ranger like 4 times. You have to play through the entire game. And compared to Shadows of Almia, yeah, the original Ranger is... There were definitely some quality of life improvements. I was waiting for, like, because that was my first time playing Ranger, was to get the Manaphy egg. And the fact that for the, like, what I would consider, like, boss Pokemon throughout the game, considering that they didn't have, like, I expected them to have a health bar or something like they did in Shadows of Almia. But no, that's something that they added in Shadows of Almia. So it was a little bit of a struggle for me the first couple times, but you know. They didn't shiny lock the starters on this? You poor soul. They only started shiny locking starters in Gen 8. If I recall correctly. Because I've done soft reset hunts all the way up to Gen 7. First games to have the starters shiny locked out of the mainline games is, and I guess it's kind of mainline. This one's iffy. Let's go Pikachu and Eevee. But that's a weird one. If we're talking like the most regular Pokemon games, it was Gen 8. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the case. They didn't start shiny locking like directly within the games until Gen 5. Probably. There may be like some teensy little exceptions here and there that I don't know about off the top of my head. But you know. See, you say that, but I haven't finished the Family of 3 Mousehold hunt. I would like to. But it's something that I don't want to prioritize because that's a lot. It hurts my eyes. It takes a while. It's just how it is. Best of luck on the Hoot Hoot. Shiny Hoot Hoot looks so good in Gen 4. It's insane. Have you tried RNG manipulation before? Not for getting a shiny. Well, for getting a shiny, like, yes and no, because listen, I'm a huge fan of glitches. I think glitches are so fascinating. So I have done RNG manipulation before to get the cute charm glitch. I don't have that save file anymore. I erased it after a while because it's just not something that I think that finding a shiny just randomly is so cool. And so to me, RNG manipulation, I have nothing against it. I just don't find much enjoyment in finding shinies that way. I think it's cool for like getting a specific trainer ID. I'm pretty sure you can do that. Surprisingly, I have not done that except for with the cute charm glitch. And I'm saying this is surprising because I do have a save file of Heart Gold, or was it Soul? I don't remember which one. I do have a save file of one of those two games that has the trainer ID 56789. I wasn't even like resetting for a good trainer ID. I was restarting a game that one of my siblings had that they were letting me use. Because I'm a lot more into Pokemon than my siblings. I've heard that it's pretty easy to mess around with the item printer Pokeball Lotto thing, but I haven't tried it. Again, I've only done RNG manipulation one time, and it was for checking out the cute charm glitch. Funnily enough, though, during that period of time, I found a full odd shiny because I was messing around with the cute charm glitch, right? But I run into a shiny Nidoran male. My voice is so weird today. Hold on. Needed to clear my throat. I found a shiny Nidoran male. And in Gen 4, it is considered a genderless Pokemon. It is unaffected by cute charm. On top of that, the cute charm glitch on my game was it would only work on female Pokemon. I was so confused, so I didn't have the craziest reaction to it because I was, you know, in the middle of messing around with the cute charm glitch. So I was kind of expecting shinies, you know? But I think because of that, I was like, you know what? Cute charm glitch was fun, but I'm gonna keep shiny hunting. I would love if it took less than 1,000 resets for this. That would be really nice. Because it did take me like 130 or 140 hours for Briefcase Simulator Turtwig on Brilliant Diamond. I got shiny Starly, I'm pretty sure on the first day. Not the first day that the game was out. This was a rare occasion of I didn't get the game when it released. Because I was in the middle of like final exam season. Which, when you're in university, you gotta take that real seriously. Are you gonna be shiny hunting the Kitakami Wooper event? So yes, I haven't gotten to it yet. But the thing is, I have Scarlet and Violet. So let's say I don't get to it until the event is already gone. And like, there's another event happening that I want to do. Like the shiny Rayquaza event. So the thing is that you don't need to connect to the internet, right? You don't need to connect to it all the time. I know I don't, but for these events I want to. If I want to have both events at the same time, I can keep Violet offline and continue being online everywhere else. Currently playing through Platinum with shinies using the cute charm glitch, but I wasn't careful and my game crashed in Eterna Forest because of 2 shiny Baneri appearing at once. Yeah, fun fact, that's actually a thing that happens. If you find 2 shinies at the same time, the game will crash. Because that's not supposed to happen. I don't know if that's ever happened to anyone without the cute charm glitch, because the odds of that are so insane. But yeah. See, the good news is, for those of you who don't know how the cute charm glitch works, cute charm is a little weird. If you have a specific trainer ID and secret ID combination, then sometimes cute charm will increase the chance of a shiny, like drastically. It's like a 1 in 5 chance. So it's actually pretty easy to end up in that situation where the game crashes. I think that there have been cases of people... I think that there have been cases of people getting 2 shinies at once that are 8192, but I'm not 100% certain on that. I'm not sure about on the same game. I have seen someone who got 2 shinies essentially at the same time where they were doing double encounters on 2 games, so you had 4 Pokemon at once. And it was a shiny... What was it? Why am I forgetting the Timber? Shiny Timber and then something else. I want to say it was P-Dove, but I'm not sure. Okay, but trainer ID 00001 is really, really cool. Because, fun fact, the way that the trainer IDs are displayed in Scarlet and Violet, let's say that you have like 07041. It's gonna get rid of that first 0. It's gonna get rid of all the zeros that come before a number that isn't 0. So, in that case, you would have trainer ID 1. That's what it would show up as. Dude, Blue Vector has had the craziest second luck. So he started an event recently called The Weekend, DA Weekend, Dynamax Adventure Weekend. And I think that there's something with like host luck because he had the craziest luck during that event. He found 3 shinies. Hi, Blueback. I'm talking about you. Yeah, he found 3 shinies on 1 game. 1 Dynamax Adventure, 1 go around, all on the same Switch. If I recall correctly, is that correct? Blue is here to correct me if I got anything wrong. What do you think the hardest shiny hunt is? It very much depends on... I think it's very subjective. I mean, the most difficult one would be hunting for 2 shiny Spinda with the same pattern, because that's basically impossible. But there are some shiny hunts that are really, really tedious. For example, heckin' Manaphy. If you're doing it the old school way, you have to trade back and forth between different games and like erase save files and start new ones over and over and over again. It's nuts. I've done maybe like 10 of those. 10 quote unquote resets. Took me like 2 days. That was 40 eggs because I have 4 of them. It was terrible. Don't you have to do an entire playthrough of channel to get 1 chance of Jirachi being shiny? I'm pretty sure there's more to it than that, where you can do the resets faster. It might be equally as fast, but I could be wrong. I've never done that hunt. Yeah, so, okay. I made a layout that I think I can show it to you guys. I think so. This is the layout that I had, right? So we've got like, it looks like the Pokétch, and it's really cool. But unfortunately, since I'm not using 4 DSs right now, I was like, oh no, well I can't have the Pokétch. And then I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna have the Pokétch anyways. It's just gonna be wide. Oh yeah, so I was hunting for shiny Wooper the other day. I got it really quickly. The reason why I'm at like 4,000 encounters for Wooper again is simply because I didn't know what to hunt for before erasing the save files of all these games. I have to look into getting more emotes. I will look into that. Dude, I have so much work to do. It's a lot, but I wanna figure that out. I feel like I'm kind of, I gotta like hire people, you know? It's getting to a point where it's like, well, I gotta have emotes, I gotta have streams, I gotta upload every 2 weeks when it's a shiny hunt, which is very dependent on luck, and if I have bad luck, then it's Jover. But, you know, I'm trying to figure things out. Basically, my goal for 2025 is to just be more organized, you know? One new emote that says emotes coming soon. Oh no. And thank you. Much appreciated, Toast. I want to do 4 times hunts, but because the games are in different languages, the text goes by at different speeds, and it's infuriating to deal with. Because I have a very elaborate setup now. I'm using a controller to control these DSs. So they're synced up, right? But the problem is, if I've got some games that are in a different language where the text speed is different, then it's gonna be so out of sync and it bothers me. So I'd rather just use 2 systems, even though it's slower. Guys, I've been diagnosed with OCD. I've been diagnosed by the chat. I have not been diagnosed with, like, anything. Well, I can't say that. I got anxiety, baby. But, you know, not something that chat's supposed to diagnose me on. A medical professional comes into the chat and is like, "Hi, I'm a doctor. You have every disease." I'm just gonna be like, "Oh, how is that gonna impact the upload schedule?" Yippee! Turtwig hit the corner, let's go. See, I love this little thing. I love it so much. I want to do, for the quad setup, which you guys will get to see more often once I get this Turtwig. What I want to do is I'm gonna have every shiny that I find bouncing around the screen. That specific part of the screen. As a psychology student, I diagnose you with the silly. I am honored to have the silly. But yeah, I want to have it so that it kind of looks like the Pokémon watch. And then on top of that, I want to have it so that I'll have a notification box where it looks like you're changing to a different app on the Pokémon watch. I'm gonna have to like screen record what that transition between 2 apps on the Pokémon watch looks like, so then I can try to replicate that. And then I can make a little transition thing. Why did I soft reset the intro? Do I have the stupid? I may have the silly. Why am I like this? How long we be streaming for? I have no clue. It's always I like to keep my streams pretty chill. So it very much depends on the energy, the vibes, the stuff. Like, to be fair, when I talked about it in my community post last night at like 1 a.m. or something, I was like, it'll probably be at noon. Could be at 2. Can membership be gifted here? Yes, but it can't be gifted to specific people. It gifts to random people in chat. If I recall correctly. Last time I checked, that was the case. But who knows? Maybe something changed between this stream and the last one. 2 female Turtwig! That's wild. Obviously not as rare as a shiny, but still wild. Possibly like 1 in 64, roughly, if I'm getting that right. One time while I was hunting for shiny dust stalks, I found 3 shiny Dustox. Shiny? No. Am I going insane? No. Yes, I am going insane. Regular Dustox. I found 3 regular Dustox. If I found 3 shiny Dustox at the same time, I would cry. I found 3 Dustox. It has a 1% chance of appearing, right? So finding 3 at the same time is wild. You do have to take into account the other Pokemon there. I think it was 1 system that was doing single encounters and then 2 that were doing double. So there were 5 Pokemon and 3 of them ended up being Dustox. So I don't know, do the math. It's crazy. Why is the AI summary saying their thoughts about the silly? I love this. I love this. Come on, baby. No, Turtwig. Seems like I get these every time you stream. Oh no, that's a call out. Welcome to the Frequent Flyers Jaffa Cakes. I've never had a Jaffa cake. The first time I heard about them was from the Yogscast back in like 2011. But yeah, I don't stream very frequently. I would like to, but it was a very busy time where I was like, I want to stick with my consistent upload schedule. I've got a lot of stuff, okay. I've got a lot of stuff recorded. So I have a lot of editing to do, which means that I don't have a lot of time to stream. See, I'm hoping to do like as many streams as possible for the rest of the month. I don't really know. I'm in a spot where it's like, there is enough time if I want to stick to my consistent upload schedule. I could have another video in less than 2 weeks, but then I won't be able to stream. And I want to stream. I just want to stream. I want to have fun. I want to do full odds hunts. And I know people are going to see that I have 2 systems going, 2 games going, and they're going to be like, that's not full odds. But, I mean, it is. I hate to break it to you. That's not how it works. I can't really explain it, like, off the top of my head. But the best way that I can explain how multi-hunting works is that it doesn't increase the odds of a shiny. It increases the frequency of encounters. Exactly. It's like the same reason why you can get a shiny, like the amount of time that it would take to find a shiny on Pokemon X compared to Pokemon Scarlet. You're probably gonna find a shiny a lot faster on Scarlet, even though the odds are the same full odds. And that's simply because you're seeing more Pokemon in a shorter period of time. So if you're looking at things from the perspective of like, oh, how many shinies can you find in the span of like however much time, let's say like a week. Well, yeah, then your odds are increased in that sense, but the actual shiny odds have not changed. And it's really nice because here's the thing, life is so busy that, I mean, you'll see on my channel, I have not done any like 81, 92 shiny hunts. There have been no videos about those. And that's simply because I don't have the time. Yeah, so these are two OG DSs. Physical cartridges and everything. It's actually pretty cheap to get Japanese copies of Platinum, which is really nice. And thankfully, I haven't had to go through the struggle of buying an English copy of Platinum in this day and age. Because I still have my cartridge from when I was little. And then I also have an English cartridge from one of my friends. Can the Chimchar be shiny? No. Unfortunately, that would be really cool, but no. Oh, that is actually... I don't know. I'm so bad with nicknames. Congrats on the Whooper, but I am so bad with nicknames. Oh, these are out of sync. That's fine. Everything's okay. Here's the problem. If I nickname one person's Pokemon, then everyone's gonna ask, wait, no, I have an idea. We've done this before. I didn't put the context in my Farigiraf video, but I was like, this Farigiraf is Onion. And that's because that was the nickname for all the Pokemon that needed nicknames that day. Nickname of the day, baby! Onion is not gonna be the nickname of the day because it was last time. Now I just have to think of something. I only have to think of one. It's a lot less pressure. I'm trying to... I will say I do like the name Sprout. I think that's the nickname of the day. I appreciate the suggestions in chat. We'll go with that. Or the Silly. We'll give it 2. You have 2 options. You have the Silly, or you have Sprout. Does Shiny Glaceon look good in Pokemon Platinum? I mean, here's the thing. It's entirely subjective, but I really like it. And honestly, for most of these, I picked these Pokemon not because of their shinies, but because they're Pokemon that I want. However, Drifloon is a really good shiny. Giratina is an incredible shiny. So those ones, absolutely. That's why I chose them. Even though, well, I was gonna go with Drifloon anyways, because I always wanted Drifloon when I was younger. I didn't know how to get Drifloon. I know how to now, so that's not gonna be a problem. I think the funny thing is, and I was having a tough time figuring out exactly what my team would be, because I was worried about, well, people are gonna be like, why are you going for 2 Pokemon in the exact same area? But here's the thing. Who cares? Who cares that Buizel can appear in the same spot as Drifloon? So after you save the guy at Valley Windworks, Drifloon will appear on, I believe, Fridays. I know that it's one day of the week. What are the shiny odds? Or what are shiny odds? This could be 2 very different questions. Oh, good luck on Delmise or Delmise, I don't know how to pronounce it. But it's a really cool shiny, really cool Pokemon, and I'm pretty sure it's a really tough hunt to do as well. Best of luck. But the shiny odds in this game are 1 in 8,192. Shiny odds are the chance of finding a shiny. Let's say if you encounter a Pokemon, it has a 1 in 8,192 chance of being shiny. That's what the odds are. I'm sure that wasn't the actual question, but I'm doing it just in case. You know what? I was so torn on that. I kind of wanted to do a fossil hunt, but then I was like, well, that's going to be like Turtwig again, where I have to do it on 2 games and have it be the same language because there's more dialogue. So I'm trying to avoid that. And also, I was never really a fan of those 2 Pokemon when I first played Platinum. So I guess a lot of this is nostalgia based, so I guess it is a nostalgia playthrough, but I'm still calling it a DTQ. Dream Team Quest, baby. go. Is Shaman your most prized shiny possession? Oh, that's actually really tough. That's really, really tough. I have a lot of really amazing shinies. I don't think I can pick a favorite. Because my favorite shiny when it comes to the color palette and everything is Giratina. But I love Shaman so much. I'm just a very sentimental person. So like, once I get Dustox, that is going to be my prized possession. Because that's a nearly 1 in a million chance. What do you mean you got a second one? Q-Charm glitch? Scarlet? What's happening here? Ooh, that is such a loaded question. What video was your favorite that you've made? Oh, that's so tough. I can't pick like an overall favorite. All of them are like really good in different ways. But I would say Shaman for me had a lot of sentimental value. So I really enjoyed making that. There's also the World Championships video. I know that didn't perform very well, but I'm not surprised by that either. There were a lot of struggles making that video. A lot of technical difficulties. You know, that's just how it is. But Worlds was an absolute blast, and I loved it with all my heart. So that has a lot of sentimental value to me as well. And then there's the Farigiraf video, which is the Farigiraf video. It was insane. I loved making it. It was a wild journey. The fact that I found so many double encounters was crazy. Welcome to the Frequent Flyers Lace. Yippee! Favorite Pokemon cry? I love this question. I love this question. That is so tough. So I'm a very big fan of Gen 4 cries. When I was younger, I would go on Pokemon Platinum, I would go to the Pokédex and just listen to these cries over and over again. So like I know all the Gen 4 ones like really well. I'm kind of tied for my two favorites. Glaceon and Togekiss. I always loved those cries. Welcome to the Frequent Flyers Toast! More gamers. See, I'm so worried. Doing this hunt scares me because, like, I'm worried that I'm gonna be so focused on the chat that I'm gonna fail a shiny. I'm, like, really hoping I don't. So, the channel members are frequent flyers. There are no other tiers to channel members for my channel, so it's just that. And, the reason why it's that name is before I really had much of a, like, brand, I suppose, quote unquote. That's what I used for one of the roles in my Discord server because I liked the sound of it. And I found a way to connect it to my brand kind of nowadays because you may have noticed that the badge for it is a combination of the shiny charm and the Gracidea flower. And that flower turns Shaman into sky form. And I love Shaman. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. Ooh, that's tough as well. Um, honestly, I never got that invested in the anime. I'd like to, but, so my favorite is probably just the Indigo League. Just the OG, like season 1. It's got that old school whimsy. Favorite Pokemon character from the games? I mean, Cynthia is up there. I'm trying to think. Iono is also very much up there. when they did like the, I guess, Iono reveal, the like live stream to promote Scarlet and Violet and be like, here's a sneak peek at stuff, where it was literally just Iono talking and then leaving us with like a cliffhanger. It was absolute clickbait. Such a heckin' YouTuber moment, and it was really funny seeing everyone so angry on the internet when it's like, dude, it's literally, she's sticking to the character. That's so incredibly accurate. Like, I know I try to avoid clickbait, and I don't like leaving people on cliffhangers or anything like that. But when it comes to getting views and clicks, that's probably a thing that you can do that would be beneficial, but I just don't like doing that because it feels wrong. But like, to each their own. But I thought it was really funny that they made Iono like very... It was so accurate! It was so accurate! Also, side note, one thing that I realized after deciding on what the members of this DTQ would be, they're basically all yellow and blue. They're all, like, with the exception of Torterra, kind of, they're all the same colors. There's a pattern here. But that's gonna be really satisfying. Yeah, so I have a very elaborate setup for these systems. Basically, the same way that DS's, if you want to use physical hardware for like capture cards and stuff, you do have to go into the system and modify it. It's not like software modification, it's entirely physical modifications. So we have that so that I can connect them to my PC so you can see the screens and they're nice and crisp, instead of me pointing a camera at the screens, which, nothing against that. I just prefer not to do that. And along with that, we also made it so that I have controller receivers so that I can control them all with one device. How long does editing each video take? Too long. I'll be real with you. It's hard to say because I find that I will like do a solid amount of editing each day, and then the day before the video is out, and I am honestly ashamed to say this, I vastly underestimate how much work is left to be done. I've had times where I wake up at 9 a.m. and I'm not done work until 6 a.m. the next morning. And that's unhealthy. Don't do that, please. There's a reason why my like New Year's resolution is to be more organized. I want to hire editors so that I can, you know, not do everything. There's a reason why I don't make my thumbnails. I have a thumbnail artist, so I don't have to worry about that. There's just a lot of stuff where I gotta get more people on the team. How do you feel about stream delay? It's, you know, it's just how it is. It's something that exists. It's not the best. I know that I can mess around with it. It's just depending on how much delay you have, that can make it a little slower unintentionally, because it can result in some people's devices might not be powerful enough to handle that. So I currently have it at, let me see what the delay is at actually. Where is that? Hold on. Well, either way, whatever it's at, I can't change that now. But I think it's supposed to be pretty quick. I think I just can't see that information right now because I'm already streaming. And yeah, I really hope that Johnstone's channel comes back soon, because that is crazy. Like, it's one of those things where I don't know, it baffles me that this keeps happening. People's channels keep getting hacked, and then like they rename everything, they change all the settings. Dude, they don't even need your password to get in. So basically, and I feel like this is a good warning in a way, just for any fellow creators who might be watching this. But sometimes you will get sponsorship offers, and I'm not sure if this is what happened to Johnstone or not, but this tends to be what happens in these cases most of the time. It's you get a business offer that seems reputable, and then they want you to download a file or something, or like fill out a form, and by clicking that, they get your session token. You know how you can stay logged in on YouTube? The reason why you can stay logged in on YouTube instead of having to log in every time you go on the site is because there are session tokens. So they just take the session token. They steal the session token. They don't need your password, and they can just get in. And this has affected a lot of creators. I'm lucky that I haven't had one of those shady offers yet. I don't think. YouTube is working to fix it. I know that right now his channel is offline, but they're working on it. Usually YouTube is very good with resolving that. So I have no doubt in my mind that YouTube will resolve that. It just takes time. Because listen, I have a lot of gripes with YouTube, but that's one thing that they are pretty good with, is getting people's channels back when they're hacked by crypto channels. I don't even know what the heck. It's so weird. Well, that's not, I don't have favorite people. That's the thing, because I do voice calls with like a lot of my friends. Obviously, I don't have favorites. I think all my friends are nice and cool and chill. Because I wouldn't pick a favorite friend, you know? I think the funny thing is, when you look up, because, okay, I love supporting my friends, so I'll look up their channels sometimes and just binge watch their videos. And, so sometimes I'll look up Blue Vector, and every time YouTube is like, did you mean Blue Vector? No, I meant Blue Vac. I hope that his channel becomes big enough that YouTube stops with that and they know blue vector is blue vector, not blue vector. It's really funny, but like, who is looking up blue vector? I wonder, like, I'm sure that you get that a lot, dude. I'm sure that you get a lot of people saying vector. Anyways, it's like when people call me Catherine with a K. I love that we have two people who had the same brain in chat at like the same time. Despicable Me character. I mean, here's the thing. I like the name Catherine with a K. I think it's nice. That's just not my name. Oh yeah, also have you guys noticed my absolutely incredible names for my rival? Angry Face and Music Note. I was just, because I was actually resetting for a good trainer ID on each, or ones that are like okay, you know? I don't recall what these ones are though, so why don't I take a look at that this time? Giratina as a finale for the Dream Team is wild. Yeah, I think it's great. Wait, why am I saving? We're not going there. We're going to cat. Yeah, so we've got 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. Which, I mean, I had to take that. And then 5, 6, 5, 6, 8. Both pretty nice. Pretty satisfying. Ones that, if I ever needed to erase the save file, I could and I wouldn't feel bad. But they're still neat trainer ID numbers. I'm in a situation where I really wanted to multi-hunt the Johto starters on Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but I don't want to erase the save files because one of them is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not relevant to anything. It's just, I think it's cool to have a funky number like that. I don't have the means to back up save files. I'm working with legitimate stuff. Why did I try running? What am I doing? Huh? So my games are in Japanese because they're Japanese games. So the thing is, I have one copy of Platinum that I'm willing to erase the save file of, and I have erased the save file of. One English copy. And 2 Japanese copies. So, I would use all 3. But because the text goes at different speeds on each, it bothered me. That is all there is to it. How did you get into Pokemon and shiny hunting in general? Very good question. I don't recall exactly how I got into Pokemon. It could have been, like, my classmates playing with Pokemon cards on the playground in elementary school. Or it could have been my dad having Pokemon Fire Red. I'm not quite sure. But those 2 things were really how I got started with it. So, the thing is, the way that I got into shiny hunting, though, is kind of weird, because you would think, I feel like a lot of people get into shiny hunting because they've found a shiny before and now they want more. And I would say that was the case for me, but my first shiny encounter, I didn't even know it was a shiny. And it was my rarest shiny ever. I erased the save file, it's gone, and I'm going to reclaim it. 1% Dustox, baby. And, honestly, when I really felt like I was a shiny hunter was not until Gen 6. Because I remember X and Y came out and everyone was freaking out because they found out that the odds were double. You had twice as good of a chance of finding a shiny. And so I was, oh, double female again. Nice. Anyways. So I was watching. I didn't have Pokemon X or Y yet. And I was just looking at hashtag Pokemon X, and then I saw all the shinies on there, and I started looking at hashtag shiny Pokemon. And that had me like, I was feeling major heckin' FOMO. I was missing out big time and I hated it. But then eventually I got Pokemon X. I got my very first shiny in that game. It was a Bergmite. It was increased odds because it was in the Friend Safari, but I didn't know at the time and I wasn't shiny hunting. I just found one. And then from there I was like, I want more. So I did some fish chaining for Love Disc and I got some really quickly. And then I started doing hunts like my first Masuda method hunt, which was Chikorita. And then I did my first, I think my first full odds hunt, which was Fennekin. I soft reset for Fennekin. It was a process. I got a female one, by the way. A shiny female Fennekin. That's crazy. And then, you know, I just kept going. The shiny that I really considered to be, that was when I decided that I was a shiny hunter, was when I got a shiny female Eevee in the Friend Safari. January 1st, 2013, I believe? 14? 2014. I think that's correct. So yeah, I've been shiny hunting for like 10 years. I have over 1,000 shinies. It's concerning. Most of those are from Scarlet and Violet, especially considering 300 of them are Dunsparce. Well, thank you, Jaden. I appreciate that. I'm very flattered. Least favorite shiny? Ooh, that's... You know what? I'm gonna say Armarouge and Ceruledge because of how much potential there was. They're such cool Pokemon. They're amazing. And they messed it up. And the problem is they're not gonna change them. They're not gonna improve them. I know that they have improved shinies before. They improved Combuskin in Gen 8, but they're not going to improve this because you know what? They used Ceruledge for the advertising for Paldean Fates. They used subtle shinies for that. And since they used that in the TCG line, I highly doubt they're going to change that. If they have merchandise of it, they're probably not going to change it. I'm in shambles. Yeah, if they swapped the colors, that would be amazing. And it's devastating to me. When I saw a question earlier, I can't find it anymore, but there was one person who was saying that they're new to this and like, how do I store... Like, where do I put all these shinies? So, I have Pokemon Home. It's basically a storage service. You do have to pay for it if you want all the features and stuff. But that's where I put all my shinies. Almost all of them. I still have some that are in the OG games because it's such a... it's an ordeal to transfer Pokemon from, like... Let's say from Gen 3 all the way to Gen 9. That's a struggle. Because you have to do Pal Park, you have to do the, whatever the one in Gen 5 is, the transfer from Gen 4 to Gen 5, that one is really weird and time consuming as well. Then you use Poké Transporter to get stuff from Gen 5 to Gen 6, and then you have to move that over to Pokemon Home. It's a lot. And you need multiple consoles. That is correct. If you want to get something from Gen 3 all the way to Gen 9, you need to have a DS Lite. You need to have multiple DS systems of some sort. You need to have a 3DS, and you need to have a Switch. It's a lot. And I mean, here's the thing. Isn't Pokemon Bank still going? I would be in shambles if it wasn't. But, I mean, surely it's going to close down at some point. Because the 3DS, everything's offline now except for Pokemon Bank. So I'm really hoping, I really need to get started on that Manaphy hunt. I'm very torn on how I'm gonna hunt it. Because in case you guys don't know, here's the thing. The process to shiny hunt Manaphy the old school way is very time consuming and requires a lot of erasing save files, making new ones and stuff. But you can use glitches to do something much faster. You're basically you'd need Pokemon Diamond or Pearl, and there's like a whole process. You say that, but I have no idea what I'm doing with Ace. I have no idea how to do that. The code execution. Why am I trying to run away again? Okay. It's not a duplication glitch. So it's something where you basically are reprogramming the game within the game to make it so that an NPC appears in the Pokémart who will change your trainer ID and secret ID every time that you talk to them. So then that basically re-rolls for the chance of an egg being shiny. So that is an option. I just don't know if I'd make a video out of it, because there would be people in the comments who would be like, that's hacking, and it's like, that's not legit. And here's the thing, to an extent, they're kind of right, but like also that's just within the game. You can do this all just with the games themselves. No external factors or anything. So I'm very torn on like making a video out of it, but I do want to get shiny Manaphy the easier way and then maybe go for the old school way. I'm just hoping to get one that I can transfer up to Gen 9 before Bank closes. What am I am in the habit of using Sweet Scent in the Great Marsh and then running away from Pokemon. Exactly, it's too complicated. People will be angry regardless. So it's one of those things where like maybe I shouldn't worry about it, but even so, I don't know. Because here's the thing, it's not how you're supposed to hunt for it. But also technically I would argue you're not supposed to hunt for it in the first place, because they specifically made it so that the Manaphy egg would be shiny locked to the trainer ID and secret ID of whatever game it's transferred to from Ranger. So I think it was less of they wanted to make it a whole process to hunt for it, and more of they didn't want us to hunt for it in the first place, and there was just an oversight that, hey, we can just trade it over to a different game, and then it has the full odds chance. Oh, well, there have been quite a few people. Not just Nora, but Nora is one of the people who has gotten a shiny Manaphy. And I know for a fact there will be more content related to that will hopefully explain things in a way that... I'm not going to say that the information that we already have on YouTube is difficult to understand. My brain is just a little stupid, so it's difficult for me to understand. I would like to mess around with that though and hunt for Manaphy that way. Ooh, Bulbasaur or Squirtle in the Isle of Armor. I think that they are Gigantamax ones, right? Because in that case, I would say go for Bulbasaur, because it has, I don't know stats-wise what's better, but I do know that I think Gigantamax Venusaur looks really cool. No, it's not the same for Fiona or Fiona. I don't recall how to pronounce it. Because you can just get more of them. You just get a Ditto and a Manaphy and you can get more and more Fiona eggs. It's just like a regular... It's just a regular egg hatching hunt. Manaphy is so different because you have a limited amount of these eggs. You can't just get more, at least not that easily. I have 4 of them and it was a whole ordeal, and that's as many as I'm going to have, basically ever. I highly doubt that I'm going to add any more to this. That's exactly it, Reverse Soda. That is exactly it. It already has the key. We just need to find the lock for it. Ooh, that's tough. You're just... Okay. If you want a challenge, I would say go for Chikorita. I find that I haven't actually played through the entirety of Gen 2 with... Actually, I haven't played through the entirety of Gen 2 ever, I'll be real with you. It's been a busy time. I never got to that point. I'm almost done with Johto on either Silver or Crystal, and I used Cyndaquil for that. Because heck yeah, Cyndaquil. Well, honestly, it's very much up to you. I enjoy using Cyndaquil. I think it's very nice to play with. But I don't know. It depends on how you like to play the games. Yeah, how much pain do you want to go through? Pretty much. My first playthrough of Heart Gold, first off, I think I may have failed a shiny Cyndaquil in that one. Why is there a space in your name? I mean, that's just how I started the channel. It's just Shiny Catherine. Would I ever change it? I don't know. I don't think I will, since it's been like that for 5 years. A lot of the things that I started this channel with, I don't know why I did it like that. It's just how it is. I like to stick with it. It's like how a lot of my videos, I still have a lot of my old videos public on the channel. Because I think that it's really fun. It's really fun just being able to look at how someone started out. It really goes to show that that people really do start from ground one a lot of the time. Do you have any tips for making a channel name? No, because I honestly, like, Shiny Catherine just worked. But I struggled with names because, you know what? This started with an Instagram account. For a while it was Sinnoh Hunter, and then I was like, it just doesn't fit my vibe. And then I was like, well, I'm shiny hunting. My name's Catherine. I could do Shiny Hunter Catherine, but then I was like, well, that's really long. So what if I just shorten it down to Shiny Catherine? So that's just what I did. Congrats on the Zorua! That's awesome! Alpha Zorua is nuts. That hunt was... You know, I actually only found out like a couple weeks ago that it's... The one that I got is actually really rare because on top of being an Alpha Zorua that is shiny, it's also female. Zorua doesn't have a 50-50 gender split, apparently. It's kind of like the starters. I think it's the same ratio. Double female Turtwig again. They're both... That's weird. They're not the same, right? That's not possible, right? These are two different games. It's just throwing me off that they're both female and both have 21 HP, but like, okay, anyways. Listen, I saw that one clip of the person who claimed to get 2 shiny Trico at the same time, and they were just using the exact same save file. So it was just RNG clones, and that has ruined me. Yeah, we don't name drop the person, they're not cool. I didn't have the option. There was only the option to fight. So I would have to go through the whole fight to see. Either way, it should be different RNG because it's different trainer IDs, secret IDs. I started the games not at the same time. And like, there we go. 2 male ones, one with HP 20, one with HP 21. There isn't a big range of the HP. Oh, that's awesome! Dude, Legends Arceus is definitely up there in my favorite Pokemon games. It was so refreshing, you know? I'm not falling for the RNG manipulation propaganda over here. I'm a shiny hunter. RNG manipulation basically just defeats the purpose of what I do. Also, did I peak the mic? It totally showed that I peaked the mic. I didn't... What happened to my mic settings? What have I done? Listen, I've been messing around with the mic settings because I was having issues with there's a lot of reverb and there's a lot of static that I really can't get around by adding more like acoustic treatment to my place because I'm renting. My landlords are very strict. I can't really put things on the walls. So as a result, I've been messing around with the settings of my microphone to try to lower the volume. That's... Okay, let's... Hold on. Let me just... We're just gonna go through this and just see what happens. Because this is really weird. I think it's coincidence. Because it doesn't make sense. Because even though, yes, I went through this part frame by frame the same way, the RNG is a bit more complex in Gen 4 than it is in Gen 3. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. They both took 3 damage as well. But that doesn't make any sense. They're different save files. They're different. They're different. We're good. Same moves too. That's crazy. Yeah, no, we're good. It just throws me off because what do you mean they're both female? They both have the same HP. Yeah, so we're good. Yeah, that's nuts. Same sprite and colors? Crazy. I can't believe they're the same level. I can't believe they gained the same amount of EXP. Crazy. Same name? Yeah, that's nuts. Now you'll tell me they have the same abilities. Same forehead. Oh no. Man, speaking of cries, I kind of wanted to hunt for Chatot in this GTQ because you can just give it a cry. But it wasn't meant to be. I was choosing between Girafarig and Chatot, but I care a lot more about Girafarig. Same stick on head. Listen, I love shiny Chatot, and I just love Chatot. It's very good. It's very good. It probably was. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the first banned Pokemon. Because yeah, here's the thing. I think it was a lovely gimmick that they did, where if you use chatter outside of battle, you can record a cry for your Chatot. Here's the problem though. That's too much power for the player. Because you can make it say anything. So there's a reason why that didn't stick around in future gens. Unfortunately. Yeah, that's the thing, you can just rage with it. Give it an air horn voice. Yeah, Platinum has chatter working. I would know, because I never had Diamond and Pearl as a kid. Let's see. Oh yeah, fun fact, if I recall correctly, one dead giveaway that someone has hacked for a shiny starter is if your rival's Pokemon, if the rival's Pokemon is female. From what I've heard, I don't recall exactly how it works. I don't know if it's just that his starter can never be female, or if it's that there are no combinations that would allow a shiny Pokemon to be someone's starter and also for the rival to have a female starter. Supposedly. I could be getting that wrong, so like, if there's someone in chat who knows this better than I do, which, I mean, there probably is, let me know. There's also, shiny Manaphy. If the cutscene where the Manaphy hatches, if the Manaphy is shiny in the egg hatching cutscene, that's hacked. Because it's never shiny in the cutscene, even if it is a shiny. You have to go check the summary afterwards to see. Well, here's the thing. Shiny hunting... Do I make it look easy? Here's the thing. I shiny hunt a lot. I spend a lot of my day shiny hunting. And videos are edited. I'm not going to show the entire thing. That's what live streams are for. The thing is, Scarlet and Violet, I would say shiny hunting is pretty easy. If you know what you're doing, then absolutely. And like the highest odds possible, 1 in 512? That's crazy considering that you can see so many Pokemon at once. You just gotta run around a lot, use Herba Mystica, so many shinies. Shiny female Turtwig would be amazing. I would be so happy. The thing is, everyone's at a different level with shiny hunting, and I may make it look easy from time to time, but that's because I've been shiny hunting since like 2013. I need to slow down with those resets. That was... I know I was looking at the screen, but I don't want to end up doing that to a shiny. Especially because I don't have the game sound on. I should probably do that. I'll try to set that up for the next stream. But yeah, it's like we've been streaming for nearly like an hour and a half, and we're at 144 resets, and 12 of those were offline. I think it was 12. Might have been more than that, but either way, it takes time. Especially full odds. Yeah, I heard that. Unfortunately, I didn't see it, but yeah, Nora failed 2 Entei, which is crazy. I got 50 shinies during that, but at the same time, I felt like I was barely there, like, because my brain was so empty. Because keep in mind, the timing of this was rough, because 24-hour shiny hunting was not the day before my Farigraph video would be out, but the day before that one. So 2 days before. That meant what I did. I shiny hunted for 16 hours straight. I ended up sleeping at like 2 a.m. or something. Woke up at 9 and then edited until 5 a.m. the next day. I basically hibernated the day after, the day of release, the day of the video coming out. I was out. I was eeping for real. But again, I'm working on that. I'm trying to be better with my editing habits. I need to not underestimate how much work goes into it, because I feel like I always do. But this last video, I actually got it done, like, it was completely finished and uploaded like 6 p.m. the day before. So that's really, really good. How do you get multiple screens? Is it the same save file? It is not the same save file. It's 2 different DSs with capture cards and 2 different cartridges. Indeed it does. It does fear me. I know. Listen, I'm trying. That's my goal for 2025, is to just be more organized, maybe hire some editors. It is tough because I'm so particular about how my videos are edited, and I know how I edit best, and it's hard to explain my editing process. So it's not easy to find someone who can match that. So I usually record and edit all my stuff on my own. Have you played Pikmin? Kind of. So I do have Pikmin 3. I wasn't very into it, but to be fair, the reason why I got it, so it was a few days before my birthday, and I got an eye infection, and I was told that I had to basically be quarantined for a week. So all my plans were destroyed, and this was when I was like 13 or something. So my parents, essentially pity points, they went to Walmart and they just found whatever Wii U games there were, got me Scribblenauts and Pikmin 3. But I didn't quite understand Pikmin 3. I didn't understand the game. So I also wrote in the description why I'm using the Japanese games, just to clarify. Yeah, I know who Jaden is. I mean, I feel like who doesn't? She's got a huge following. I watched her videos. I think she may have already been at a mill at that point. I'm not sure. But yeah. And it made me really happy when she started making Pokemon related videos. because it felt like I love animation and I love Pokemon, and suddenly they were combined, and I was like, this is the best. This is great. Yeah, it's just faster. The resets are faster with the Japanese games, and I only have one other English game to use. And I don't want them to be out of sync if I'm controlling them with the same controller. Because that'll just result in potential shiny fails, and I don't want that. Does Sapphire have the same RNG issues as Emerald? Depends what you mean. The thing with RNG clones is going to be an issue. Basically, if you're not playing the game with like 2 separate cartridges and like 2 separate devices and stuff, you're gonna end up with RNG clones. But Emerald, the RNG is messed up a lot more compared to Ruby and Sapphire. Ruby and Sapphire, if the battery is working, it shouldn't be a problem. If the battery is not working, then it's basically the same as Emerald, if I recall correctly. I'm not a total expert on that. I have not gotten a random encounter Gen 3 shiny. Except for in one copy of Fire Red, I got a shiny Pidgey. But it was not a legit copy of Fire Red. It was one that my mom had a friend who was like, hey, I have these GBA games, but I know that they're fake, so I'm not gonna sell them. Do any of your kids want them? And she was just like, oh yeah, Catherine likes Pokemon. So my first Gen 3 shiny was not really legit. It did have the same odds, probably, but yeah, no. I do have an actual legit copy of Fire Red now, though. And I'm gonna make sure my first shiny on there is Wooper. It has to be. Wait, am I stupid? I might be. I've gotten 2 Abra on that game. There was a full odds showdown where it was 2 teams seeing how many full odds shinies, like 8192 shinies they could get. And so to be as fast as possible with that, I went for Abra in the game corner. So yeah, if we're talking random encounter shinies, I haven't gotten a fully legit random encounter shiny in Gen 3. Aside from that, I have gotten 2 shiny Abra in the game corner. And I believe the second one was over odds, which is kind of neat. Or maybe it was like a little bit under. I know that it was in the 8,000s, unless I'm wrong. How does this keep happening? Female. Don't take that out of context. People are gonna think I hate women, and that's a lie. I love and appreciate women. In fact, if you look at... Hold on, I need to pull up my Instagram. I need to find this because it's really funny. Because I've had the same Instagram account for a really long time. And that means that it also, some of the posts that are there, possibly archived though, some of the posts that are there are like really, really, really cringe. But also, a lot of them were really no filter, and I kind of love that for me. I'm just trying to find... Hey look, I finally posted a shiny. I've been hunting for this forever. But guess what? It has good IVs in speed, but terrible IVs in attack. And he's a guy. And then I think that there's another one for Lapras. What does it say? It may be a guy, but that's okay. In all caps. It's so funny to me. I mean, here's the thing. This is coming from the same person who, like, when I was little with Webkins, All of my webkins were girls. Every single one. They were always girls. It wasn't even a case of like, I'm pretty sure later on I would do it like, well, this one's a dragon, so it's a guy. But this was during a time where no, I had like, I had this really weird looking dragon webkins and no, she's a girl. I wonder how that account is doing. I don't know if it even still exists. Basically, in conclusion, women. Heart emoji. Shout out to Dragon, gotta be one of my favorite genders. So true. Oh wow, I actually... Maybe the stream delay is a lot more than usual. I can't change it, but... Oh well. Interesting. We'll fix that next time, because it seems like there's a 20-second delay, because all of a sudden everyone's just... women. And I love this. But yeah, I think it just defaulted to like a 20-second delay. Maybe I just forgot to... Maybe I've been setting it manually every time and I just forgot to? It's possible. That makes so much sense now. Everything makes sense. I can't even see chat anymore. Oh no! Oh yeah, I've ordered another copy of Platinum. I need more. Here's the thing. I want a quad hunt for Dustox, right? But I want to hunt for it in Eterna Forest. So then I have 2 encounters on each game. Cause, you know, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be so good? But, that means I have to erase the save files. If I want to do that. I still have to have Cheryl with me. But I don't want to erase my main file. And I have 4 games right now. So I'm getting a 5th one. So I'm gonna have 3 Japanese games and 1 English. Was just an excuse to own another copy of Platinum. Somewhat, but no, it's actually genuinely why I got it. Because, you know, the better... The more games for this hunt, the better. Because I am going to be hunting... Like, this is a 1 in 800,000 chance. The shiny odds are 1 in 8,192. And Dustox in this area has a 1% chance of spawning. That's why I want to do this in the most efficient way possible. So I'm gonna have like 4 games going. It got delayed again. How did this happen? That's fine. Here's the thing. So I have 2 English games. 2 English games. 2 Japanese right now. The English games, I did not buy. Well, okay. Well, yeah, technically I didn't buy my childhood game anyways because I was a kid. It was my dad who bought it for me. Shout out to my dad. He's cool. He's based. I want to, you know what? I want to tell the story. Let me tell the story for a second about how I got Pokemon Platinum. Because I would argue that this happening is the reason why my channel even exists. So, I don't remember what year it was. but it was the summer. And there were two movies that were in theaters at the time related to aliens. There was Monsters vs. Aliens, and there was Aliens in the Attic. At this point, I had already seen Monsters vs. Aliens, and there was one part that freaked me out. The part where the girl turns green freaked me out. I didn't like it. And, so my mom was like, hey, we're gonna go see Monsters vs. Aliens. You wanna go? And it turns out that she said the wrong movie. It was actually Aliens in the Attic that they were gonna go see. But I didn't know, and so I was like, no, I don't want to go. And so my dad ended up being like, okay, then you and I can just go get some dinner and then go to the bookstore to get that one Pokemon book you wanted. There was a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon book. The Pokemon Mystery Dungeon manga. For, I believe it was like the Red and Blue Rescue Team one. I don't know if they did that for the Explorers games, but either way. I really wanted this book. He knew that. So he was like, let's go get that. But then on the way there, he was like, wait, would you rather get the book or would you rather get the game? And I, of course, lost my mind. Because I really wanted Explorers of Sky. And so I was like, yeah. And so we went to, I don't recall if it was Best Buy or Future Shop, RIP Future Shop. But we went there and they only had two Pokemon games. They had Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia and they had Pokemon Platinum. And so I had the choice between the one that's like really cool art, it's got so many really cool Pokemon on it, and then one with Demon Snake. So I got Pokemon Platinum. Did it hit the corner? The people in chat, they're going crazy. But yeah, I also, he told me that I had to keep it a secret because my siblings would be jealous, which, yeah, it checks out. And I remember literally that night playing on my DS, playing Pokemon Platinum with the sound on. My brother coming home and being like, hey, what are you up to? And I was like, oh, nothing, it's a secret. Like, yeah, sure, I was very good at keeping that secret. Basically, everyone knew by the next day, so. But this is my favorite Pokemon game. This is my very first Pokemon game that I ever owned. And it really, I mean, this is how I found Shiny Dustox, which was my first shiny ever, you know? So basically, in conclusion, not watching Aliens in the Attic is the reason why this channel exists. How long is the stream gonna be? I have no idea, I'll be real with you. Because I'm still going strong. These resets are so slow though. The fact that it's at 172. And this is rough. But that's okay. Here's the thing, Aliens in the Attic is great. I ended up watching it later. It is, I reference it all the time. Whenever there's a cop car. If you've watched the movie, you know what I'm talking about, and I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, I've watched that movie. It's a good movie. I don't know like how like objectively good it is. It is really something. I want to do that, but I have 3 games that I'm at the starters for, and one of them is in English, and I don't like that it's not synced up. I'm very particular about this. It's going to bother me. I also like, I spent all this time making this layout last night that I can't not. Okay, speaking of out of sync, well, that's fine. Normal Turtwig. Normal Turtwig. I had a bit of fun making this layout. I was like, well, here's the thing. I feel like it's a lot easier to make a 2 DS screen setup, like layout, than it is to make a 3. That was another reason why I went with 2. What if Barry gets a shiny before you do? If that were possible, then it would happen. I'm telling you. But yeah, the only way that you can phase on a shiny in this hunt... Sorry, my throat is so weird today. The only way that you can phase on a shiny when hunting for the Sinnoh starters in Gen 4 is if you're playing on Diamond and Pearl. Or if you fail the shiny. Because Barry's Pokemon is not going to be shiny. The Starly in Diamond and Pearl can be shiny though. And it can be in the remakes. Unlike what they did with Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald and then the Gen 3 remakes, they did not shiny lock that. You know how they were advertising the game as like true to the original? And then there were a lot of ways that it really wasn't. Well, one of the ways that it was is that they did not shiny lock that. And I did find a shiny Starly on like day 1 of me playing that game. The uncatchable one. Took me 140 hours to get shiny Turtwig. And I remember it was only a few hours before I was supposed to be taking a final exam. Oh yeah, so by the way guys, so I was talking earlier about how I got shiny Wooper the other day in the Great Marsh, by the way, which is crazy. I'm very hyped about that. You can see the reaction if you're a channel member. But aside from that, I'm saving those shiny encounters and the reactions and stuff for a bigger video. I am working on a video where I'm going to be hunting for shiny Wooper in every generation of Pokemon games. Every single one where you can normally encounter Wooper. So far, and I'm kind of debating saying that I've only gotten one of them, but I've gotten 2, because I've gotten Gen 2 and Gen 4. But the thing is, I got Gen 2 by doing the egg hatching method, so it was pretty high odds. And I think it would be fun if I did it full odds on every game. So, the one thing that I think I'm missing is, oh, but I don't know. I don't know if I can full odds random encounter hunt for Wooper in a couple of those gens. Never mind. I'll probably still consider going for a full odds Wooper in Gen 2. But I think I'm probably gonna Masuda method for specifically Gen 6 and Gen 7. For the rest of them, I can just do random encounters. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I might count the Gen 2 Wooper that I already have. Might not. But yeah, so I got shiny Wooper. I'm very hyped about that because I did fail the first one. I found a shiny Wooper in 755 encounters. And I threw the ball, it got out immediately, and it ran. Yeah, Wooper's available in Gen 8. You can find it in the wild area. In Sword and Shield. Plus, you could argue that you can hunt for it in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl instead. But yeah, I was very lucky that Whooper went so under odds on the first one. And you could argue in the second one it did as well, but that's because I started the counter at 0 the day that I was starting up that hunt again. But I also hunted for it during Safari Week, and I went 8,400 encounters. Nothing. Which, yeah, makes sense. So I think that the total encounters for that phase was roughly 9,800. So over odds, but not by that much. I have yet, I bonked my mic, my bad. I have yet to go crazy over odds on these games. And I'm really scared because I don't want that to happen with Turtwig. That is the one that I don't want that to happen with. Listen, if it goes to 10k, yeah, that's fine. It's gonna suck because we're only at 186 so far. But I'm crossing my fingers here. Here's the thing, if it takes a really long time, by that point I will have a 3rd Japanese copy of Platinum. So then I'll do even more. Have you heard of Sonic? Which one? Are we talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, or are we talking about the fast food chain in the US? Because I've never been to Sonic, but I have seen Sonic the Hedgehog. In person, in real life. No, I have not. Though, the filming for Sonic the Hedgehog is like Western Canada. I'm in Western Canada. Usually they do. I mean, Vancouver is a very common place for filming of cities. The amount of times that a movie will take place in like Seattle or something, but they're actually filming in Vancouver, it's a lot. It's a lot. They do that a lot of the time. Dude, I'm gonna be real with you. If you're not old enough for the Discord server, I don't know if you're old enough to be in the chat. But yes, when you're old enough, you're allowed to be in chat and you're allowed to be in the Discord server. Let's not break rules here. Yeah, okay, bye. I'm sorry, I can't be... I mean this in the nicest way possible, but if you're too young for that, then this is not where you're supposed to be. This channel is PG-13. We do not drop ages here. That's a bad idea. We have to take this stuff very seriously. It's a bummer, but it's just how it is. Yeah, never age drop. That's a very dangerous thing to do. I know this person didn't necessarily drop their age, but the fact that it's the same age requirement for both platforms, that is a little concerning. I feel like I'm kind of just... And this is not to attack the one person, because I'm not here to attack. I'm just here to talk about the importance of internet safety, because I feel like... Guys, listen, I haven't been in school in a while. Are they still doing enough internet safety courses? Because I hope so. To be fair, when I was younger, I was not very good with internet safety anyways. Can you check your texts? Okay. No, you broke the rules. You broke the rules one time. I'm not bringing you back to mod. I'm not remodding you. Listen, people are gonna get the wrong idea because they don't have the context. Okay, listen, guys, this person is one of my siblings. You're only gonna be a standard moderator. You do not get all of the... You do not get all of the power. I mean, here's the thing. The more mods, the merrier. But I'm not gonna add random people as mods. I don't need permissions. You just want to be a mod. Nepotism is crazy. Does that count? Does that count if we're siblings? Hello, fellow new mod. No. Definitely not too young to be on YouTube. Definitely not. It's nothing related to that. I don't recall. I think they were spamming in chat at one point. And I was so busy that I was like, no. You're out, you're done. But if you do that, I am not only unmodding you next time you spam, I am hiding you from the chat. I am banning you. Yeah, I think so. I don't remember the context, but yeah. Yeah, so YouTube doesn't have banning, they have hiding. Are you going for Turtwig because it's fewer button inputs? No, but that is an added bonus. It is very nice that Turtwig just so happens to be the one where you can just spam A. Because I thought it wasn't going to be. I thought I would have to like press the left button to get to it, but apparently they don't start from the middle. If you press A, it goes to the left Pokeball. I just really like Turtwig. Yeah. Nah, it's all for the bit. And here's the thing. They get to be mod again because I have one of their games. I have your copy of, what was it, like Soul Silver. And we can't delete the save file on that game because that's the one, I'm pretty sure that's the one that has the trainer ID 56789. And I'm not willing to get rid of that. That is not allowed. It feels so weird having so many moderators at once. Attachment issues? Yes. Very much so. I am attached to these save files. The women are back! It throws me off every time because I'm like, am I doing it wrong? There shouldn't be two at once. They both have the same amount of HP, but no, we proved last time that they have different stats. It's just the odds of that happening are a lot higher than you would think. Well, there's got to be like 3 moderators in here at least. And that's just from the people who are more active. I know that sometimes moderators are also working on other things, so they're basically lurking. But yeah. Well, okay. Here's the reason for each and every single Pokemon here. Turtwig, I liked using it as a kid. Floatzel, I loved Weasel as a kid. Drifblim, I had no idea how to get Drifloon as a kid and I was very sad about it. Glaceon, I heckin' loved Glaceon as a kid. I still do. Giraffarig. Giratina, heck yeah. There you go. That's the reason for all of them. And they just so happen to, almost all of them are yellow and blue shinies. Like that specific color combination. Which was unintentional, but it's going to be very nice seeing all of them at once. Like once I finish the DTQ and I get to the Elite Four, the Hall of Fame, that's gonna look so good. That's gonna look so good. I really like Shiny Glaceon. I had someone comment the other day on my evolution video, which you should go watch, by the way. Hehe. I had someone who was like, I'm glad that seeing Shiny Glaceon on the game changed your mind. And it's like, here's the thing. No, it didn't. That was my opinion in the first place. It's just I got distracted and didn't get to my point. Actually, I got distracted by said Glaceon, which kind of made me jump to saying things in a way that made it seem like it was changing my mind. No, I was using that Glaceon to prove a point. So, basically, if you look at Glaceon's sprites over the years and the color palettes, or the sprites and the 3D models, normal Glaceon has changed. Shiny Glaceon has not really changed. I think that Shiny Glaceon is good. I think it's still relatively noticeable, especially side by side. But because regular Glaceon is a lot more pale in the newer games than in Gen 4 and Gen 5, as a result, it makes Glaceon, it makes its shiny look subtle, when the shiny was not the problem. Like, of course, if you didn't like Shiny Glaceon in Gen 4 anyways, then yeah, sure. I'm not gonna judge. I'm just saying that I like Shiny Glaceon, and I think that it's very, very underrated. I think it's overhated. Same with Leafeon. I know, like, honestly, I found it hard to tell whether it was a shiny or not when I was hunting for it, but... And I actually got a comment that was like, be so for real, it's the same color palette. You can't say it's a good shiny. And I'm like, I love its shiny. I like the shiny color palette more than the regular one. That doesn't mean that it's a good shiny in the sense that it's noticeable. I just like the colors. I like how vibrant it is. I like how it gets a bit of a tan. Oh, absolutely. I would take Shiny Leafeon or Glaceon over Shiny Charcadet any day. The lighting is a huge thing as well. Yeah, Leafeon Shiny has... I don't know if it's the shiny... I don't know if it's the same situation as Glaceon, where it's the regular form is the problem. I think that Shiny Leafeon has gotten a little less vibrant, and so it has gotten worse over the years, but I still like it. I don't like that the difference is so subtle, but I prefer the shiny color palette over the regular one. Oh yeah, I can get Altarion back. You know what? Since you're in stream right now, let's just get that done. Chat, you won't be able to see this, but I just want to get that out of the way so I can get it back to you. Did you talk to me on Discord about this? It's easier to do that on there than it is in chat because people will just use the code. I said code in the most Canadian way for a second there. I'm multitasking, guys. I gotta check Gotta check the server. I'm doing so many things at once. I'm panicking. I'm playing Scarlet. I'm playing Scarlet. I'm playing Platinum. I'm checking Discord. I don't have a link to it. Listen, I will just... Guys, chat, don't put in the link code. You won't be getting a shiny from me. I'm telling you this right now. The boy. Drop a link code in chat and I will go in. And let me know what your in-game name is. Yeah, let me know when you've got it all set. I'll be shiny hunting in the meantime. I just want to make sure that I get that done before I forget. And I'm doing it off stream so no one can see when I'm doing it. Because you guys, I know there always is. For context, during the birthday stream, I got a shiny Swablu named Vivian. They want it back. It's an Altaria now. Listen, I can't usually do trade backs like this. It also doesn't make a lot of sense. But I already agreed to it. We're doing that. It's not a problem. It's literally because you're here right now, it's the most convenient time to do it. Even though I know this is unconventional for a stream. Okay. Okay, when we ask, do you know someone? Are we talking like for real, or are we talking, do you know of them? Because yeah, I know Alpharad, but like I don't know him. I've never spoken to him before. I've been in the same room as him, but like... And he's a very cool guy. From what I've heard. I mean, here's the thing. Again, I haven't spoken to him before. I'm not gonna be over here being parasocial. I think his channel is cool. You aren't in his walls? Yeah, why would I be? That's concerning. I'm in Canada. Let's again go. Also, do you guys like that I use different, like, frame types for the text boxes on each game? I want to have it be different for each of them. So they're all unique and special. Wow. What's after Turtwig if you get it early? Buizel. Or Drifloon. I'm basically like... It depends. Because today is Tuesday. Yes, it is Tuesday. If we were to like finish things up on a Friday, then I'm gonna hunt for Drifloon. But if it's not Friday, then I'll hunt for Buizel. Because they're in the same area. Let's go. Yeah, I want to stream this more often because the amount of shinies that I found like offline is just, man, you know? Any shiny Turtwig? No, it's only been 218 encounters, so yeah, I know. Oh yeah, you can hunt for Latias in that game. I kind of forgot, I'll be real with you. Because they replaced Pal Park with Ramanos Park, right? I don't think a lot of people do that hunt because there are other games where you can get Latias that people just prefer. I've always been a big fan of Latias. I prefer Latios' shiny. Well, maybe. I don't know, shiny Latias is really, really good. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if I'm gonna brute force it or if I'm actually gonna think about what I'm doing and like set things up in a way where I'll be able to get through the Elite Four easily. And here's the thing, it's gonna be a challenge anyways because I've got... Guys, I know that there aren't any specifically Dark type Elite Four members, but the amount of Dark type weakness we have is kind of wild. We've got a Psychic type and 2 Ghost types. It's not ideal. Yeah, so I'm gonna play through the whole game. All the way to the Elite Four and Champion. I think it's kind of funny, like, I feel like a lot of my audience is not familiar with what DTQs are. Maybe it's like, I feel like my channel is kind of this weird in-between of what's niche and what's mainstream, you know? And that's why a lot of people don't know what a DTQ is, a Dream Team quest. It's where you shiny hunt for essentially your dream team, you know? And so this is mine. Or there's a nostalgia quest, which I would argue, in my case, it's kind of both. Here's the thing. One of my goals, usually my goals are not numbers wise, but one of the goals that I do have that is numbers wise is I would like to see a long form video of mine hit 1 million views, because I'm not going to say that getting a YouTube short to 1 million views is easy. I'm just going to say that it is easier because I've had a few. I have not had a long form video hit that. They have totally different algorithms, so it's tough. But it's not something where I'm like specifically, I'm not making videos for the sake of, here's what I think is gonna get a lot of views, you know? I do it based on the shiny hunts that I want to do, especially now. Like, do I think that like shiny hunting for Turtwig is... I don't know, I'm not sure if that's gonna be something that'll do well. I don't think I'll make a video that's specifically about Turtwig. I'll make a whole video when I get like the entire party. But yeah. Dude, where did they go? I'm waiting to trade Altarion. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because you wanted it back for Legends ZA. I've got the game ready if you want to trade it. My game is online. It's ready to punch in a link code. Because yeah, it's okay. Because I mean, the thing that I say every time that someone gives me a shiny, I'm like, listen, I can find shinies on my own. I think it's all about the journey, you know? Thank you for 1 month of being a member, Cody. That's nuts. Let's heckin' go. I'm not seeing the code. What do you mean that's the code? Did you punch it in and it just didn't go through? Because that would be weird if that's the case. Here, let me punch in a code. I can punch in a code and then you're the only one who's putting it in. Chat, for context, I'm trading this person back their own shiny. No, you are not taking it from them. Don't do that. Also, let me know what your in-game name is, so I can make sure that I'm trading the right person. Real hardware. I don't use emulators. Well, thank you. It makes me really happy that people enjoy my videos. Okay, I'm putting in the code now. There we go. I got you. Easy peasy. You're giving me a Smeargle? Are you sure? Its name is Onion? Was this from the day, or is this because we mentioned it earlier? That's awesome! Guys, I got a shiny. I got a shiny Smeargle. Its name is Onion. The callback is crazy. Well, thank you so much. Huge, massive onion. I'm just glad I was able to get this back to you. And there we go. Yeah, so one time, someone was asking me to nickname a shiny, and then I was like, oh no. But if I give someone shiny a nickname, then everyone in chat is gonna ask me to nickname their Pokemon. And then I don't recall who suggested this, but they were just like, why not just do one nickname that everyone can use? So the nickname of the day was Onion. Today's nickname of the day is either Sprout or the Silly. So I'm hunting specifically for Turtwig, because heck yeah. Big fan of Turtwig. He's just a guy. But I will say, I think we're gonna go for 250 encounters, and then I gotta head out. I gotta run some errands. I gotta talk to people, do stuff. Well, the thing is, a shiny Chimchar is not going to appear first. Because trainer Pokemon can't be shiny unless they're specifically programmed to always be. At least for the most part. I think there may be some exceptions to that. Real. Touching grass, not clickbait. It keeps happening. So many female Turtwig. I'm not complaining. I'm just surprised. They're not very common. This isn't a 50-50 gender ratio. It's throwing me off. Because it's like, am I doing things wrong? Oh, I'm not sure if it was. I'm not sure. So, I know that in some versions of Scarlet and Violet, you can hunt for Arven's Pokemon in the Titan battles. You can hunt for them to be shiny in battle, which is so silly, and I love that. I don't know if they ever patched it. I saw someone the other day on Twitter who was saying that in earlier versions of the game, the Treasures of Ruin, I think that's what they're called, right? Those legendaries, supposedly the display model could end up being shiny. I don't know if that's true though. That one, I can't find any proof that that's a thing, but if it is, that's fascinating. Do the event Wooper outbreaks have higher shiny odds? No. Fortunately and unfortunately, depending on if you are of the opinion that full odds best odds, which I am sometimes, you know? Will face reveal ever happen? No. Guys, I've done a face reveal like a dozen times. I just like having my privacy. So I show my face when I feel like it. That's just how it is. I don't think it's necessary for the channel, you know? I'm just shiny hunting. Your stats got lowered in the day 1 patch, really? Thanks, Eddie. It's true. Eddie has seen my lack of a face. Everyone knows Catherine looks exactly... I would be concerned if my eyes were that huge. I'll be real with you. By the way, buy the plush. Only if you want to and can afford to. Also, channel members, if you scroll through the community posts for channel members, the plushie discount code is there if you want it. It's available for like another 8 or 9 days. So if you're planning on getting one, just keep that in mind. Did you miss the discount code? Oh, you became a channel member today. Oh no. Don't worry, it's not like a 50% off or anything. There's only so much power that I have over the discount codes. I've been there though. I've had plenty of times where it's like... In fact, when I went to Worlds, if you went through the Pokemon Center, you would also get a code for a discount on the online store. And I bought some stuff and then realized, oh dang it, I still have those codes and they expire the next day. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna spend more money on that. I'm just gonna have to deal with the fact that I didn't get the discount. Well, thank you. Dude, this community is so wholesome sometimes. It makes me really happy. Let's see. Any guesses as to which game is going to get the shiny, guys? Do you think it's gonna be Angry Face Berry, or do you think it's gonna be Music Note Berry? Those are the names for him. I've been staring at the Turtwig in the corner for like 20 minutes. No, this is how I felt going on your stream, like when you were doing the sensory fruit videos with Markiplier yelling in the background. Shout out Skyfish Jack. I mean, it's like watching Sir Toasty Toes with Pokemon Ranch in the corner. I really wanted to have Pokemon Ranch set up for this so that I can just have whatever shinies I find just roaming around, but I don't have a Wii, so I'm kind of out of luck there. I don't know if the mods can make that poll. Either way, we're on to our last reset, and then I'm gonna head out. At least a Wii is cheap. That is true, yes. Yeah, so I'm gonna soft reset for BB's Eevee. Because I know in Platinum you can get it like right when you get to Heart Home City. Shiny at 250 encounters? That would be crazy. Nope. But are we surprised? I know I wouldn't be. Well, I would be surprised if there was a shiny. I will say that. But I'm gonna head out. But I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, rest of your week. I don't know when I'll be streaming next. I know I won't be streaming tomorrow at least. But I will be back with more Turtwig. Unless I find it offline, because offline luck goes crazy. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, week, year, whatever, eternity. And stay hydrated.